We have a guest here from Croatia. Jan Bicanin is head of product at Compare and a powerhouse in domain-driven product development with a career spanning KPMG Consulting, HT Innovation Center, Croatia Osiguranje, Infobip, and now leading product and tech at Compare. Jan brings a decade of real-world experience to the stage. So please welcome him on stage. And a question, do you believe in frameworks at all?
Let's see. Yeah. Hey, everyone. Thanks for having me here. Thanks, Anna, for inviting me. Thank you. Okay, a little bit about Compare Hire. Just a short introduction, not marketing. So we are a web comparison platform. We are not comparing like electronics or something like that. We are comparing the most boring services ever. So insurance, telecommunications, and loans. So those are the products that no one like basically wants to buy. There is no excitement in buying vehicle insurance, you know. No one goes like, woohoo, what a great insurance. So it's boring as hell, but somebody needs to do it. Okay, so we sell around 10% of all vehicle insurances in Croatia. We are currently bigger than some of the insurance companies. Yeah, so growing rapidly in last 2 years or 3 years. Okay, I need this clicker, I guess. So this is a bit about Compare, and let's go on to see why we talk about this industry-driven. A little bit about AI. So what is product team? Just to start the conversation. So it is basically, like it says here by Gemini, group of individuals, has diverse skills. Somebody does design, somebody does development, somebody is product manager and covers everything, I guess. QAs and all of this, you know. But things get more complicated than this when you put them in kind of the circles like this, in silos, and then things get a bit more complicated, and this is where kind of problems start. Okay, let's go back a bit in the past. So does anyone of you know what Agile Manifesto and iPod have in common? So the
Nobody cares about the size.
Not relevant today.
That's a great thinking, but sorry, I didn't go that far. So they are both launched in 2001, 24 years ago. But thank you. Maybe you should come instead of me. Maybe this is not stand-up comedy, I guess. But anyways, but in 2001, those guys went to mountain skiing, drinking, and they came up with the Agile Manifesto. And then some 10 months later, Apple put launched iPod. Did they launch it using Agile Manifesto? I really don't know. But they did. Anyway, why am I saying this? So Agile Manifesto and all of the principles are getting old. It's 24 years and probably older than that. And it is old, but we are still talking about that like some science fiction, you know. The companies are going still through large agile transformations, digital and stuff, you know. I don't want to hurt anyone. Sorry if somebody is consultant for agile transformation. But this all is just big money. IBM, McKinsey, KPMG, all of those companies started to be gurus for agile transformations. They came up with all of these frameworks, large scale Scrum. I mean, how can something that should be simple become large scale Scrum all of a sudden? It doesn't make sense. The wording doesn't make sense, you know. Scaled agile framework, and then Spotify model. In one of my companies that I worked for, they sold us Spotify model for millions, and then it turns out that Spotify doesn't work on a Spotify model. That's, oh, that's totally, yeah.
8 years ago when I started working with Power, I got a question. It's like, oh, but you should tell us about the model. It's so amazing. We did not do the model.
Okay. Oh, so you are not the one that sold the model, but you worked. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for confirmation. Okay. So you see that there is some truth in the things that I'm saying. Okay. Thank you. Anyways, the Spotify model. Yeah, crazy stuff. Agile scaling. Oh God. Okay. But anyway, that's money. That's where the money is earned, and that's all of the cool things. But we all, sorry, maybe some of you didn't, but I did, and I guess most of us, we got lost in these roles, ceremonies, backlogs, roadmaps, groomings, dailies, 2 dailies, checkouts, intros, oh my God, you know. Like, so we all kind of got lost in this because of these frameworks, crazy stuff, and then you just become the part of the framework, and you don't know what the product is, and what are you building, and why are you building. No one knows why is it building it, because I guess he gets salary in the end of the month, and that's it. I mean, all good. So that's why am I building it? Good salaries in Serbia. No? Maybe I should come work here, yeah. Anyway, I know some of the things that I will say today, they are not easy to implement. I had a great opportunity and chance to come to the company that was in chaos, in total chaos when I came, and that the investors gave me opportunity to kind of build stuff that I would like to. But we started with this, forgetting frameworks and stick to the basics. I don't want to go through all of the agile principles. That's not, and I don't want to read all of this, but that's the very important thing, you know. Forget about, is it Jira, is it Linear, is it Trello, is it however it's called, that Serbian tool, I forgot. The guys that built Clockify also built, yeah. It's a good tool, by the way. But don't think about that much, you know. So interactions between people, interactions between product manager and developers, this common sense, that's very important. Functional software or comprehensive documentation, don't stuck with, okay, this was in specification, you know, and I did it this way. I mean, that's the crazy stuff. And obviously responding to change, roadmaps are great. I mean, it's the name of this conference, so I should not say anything against that.
But we are changing.
Yeah, but you should be able to respond to this change, market opportunities, based on the customer feedbacks, based on the things that you see on analytics or whatever you use to analyze user behaviors. Okay, a bit about what I think that the real product team is and what I'm trying to build and what we are building. So everyone in that team needs to understand that why, and that was a great introduction for me. So why? Understand the business and the client. So what are we building? And it must be able to make decisions. So decisions should come from the product team. If they are not coming from the product team, if they are coming from the management, then that's not a product team, that's a delivery, or however you want to call it. Also, it needs to have the resources and the knowledge to carry out that decision. I worked in one of the flagship companies in this region. I had a great team and everything. We were able to bring decision, but never built a single thing, never spent thousands of euros on our salaries because we didn't have team to build it. So it's crazy, but the stuff like this happens. So if you don't have this, then it's not a product team. Okay, I hope no one is going to put me on demotivatia for writing this. It sounds like Gary Vee or Simon, but I think it's important to say something like this, you know. Again, why? Understanding the problems we are solving, okay? And this must be shared by the entire team, not just the leadership. So it is not like CPO and CEO and all of them sit together and say like, okay, this is what we are going to build. Just give the task to these guys, and then these guys build it, and it's great. That doesn't work. So the whole team. And there was a question before, some of you were eating and drinking over there, but there was a question before, should developers be included in discovery process? And my colleague said, no. For me, for us, not, they must, that's it. And then they will understand why, and then we will together come with what. And it doesn't matter, is it junior, mid-year, senior, architect, whatever, they should be there. Okay, maybe I'm rushing a bit, but trying to be to the point on some things, and hopefully you'll remember something and be able to implement if you like it. If you don't like it, that's fine also. But I don't know about you guys, but when I was starting this product management thing, okay, on this side. So when I was starting this some 10 years ago, 10, 11 years ago, whatever, one of the things was like, oh, product manager is a little CEO, It covers all of the holes. It can be designer, copywriter, QA, talent acquisition. You can do everything. So product manager is a little CEO, And that's fine. That was very good. I mean, explanation of what product manager does, and that was kind of difference between product manager, product owner, and all of this stuff. But in my opinion, today, where all of those informations are available for everyone, so there is no scarcity of information anymore like it was before. So today, everyone can be a CEO, and everyone must be a little CEO, and in that part that it can be. So developers cannot just be code shippers. I don't know, is this good? But they cannot be the person, so, okay, I'll write code, I'll ship it, and I'll go have a beer and hamburger. Who cares? I hope it's good. They need to be able to make those little decisions when they are writing this code, to think about, is this going to solve the problem? How much is this going to cost? Because in the end of the day, this cost, if it costs too much, obviously, they will not be able to get raise. And very important, we'll talk about this a little more, but very important to understand the compliance. And there we come to talk about industry. So understand what is the compliance regulations in this market and stuff. Designers cannot be just the movers of the pixels and changing the colors in Figma. That's a total nonsense. If they do that, they're building products for some imaginary people and for their friends, and that's the biggest problem. They're building products. They're in Figma, and they say my mom would like it. I don't care about your mom. She's great, probably makes great cakes, but I really don't care about her. And us product managers, if we become just people that are shuffling around the backlogs, that's not the point. So they all must understand the industry. We come now on the industry compliance in the market, know our business model, strategy, and our customers, research, adopt new technologies. Okay. Again, it's a common sense. I'm not saying anything spectacular here, but it's a common sense that gets forgotten for any reasons. What it takes to do this, it takes time, it takes a lot of investment in the people. And that's very important. No one wants to invest in the people. They want people to have short onboarding and ship the code fast and draw these Figma things, but no one invests in their knowledge. And in the short run, that's okay. In the long run, it's terrible, especially when you want to build a good, sustainable business. Okay, when I was preparing for this slide in the morning, I saw that all of this, what I wrote here, doesn't make sense. But so again, we're talking about the whole product team, not just the product managers here. So developers, QA, designer, they should all know this. So what does this mean? I understand that in the markets, in the small markets like Croatian, Serbian, and in our little region, it is hard to be industry expert, and it sometimes doesn't make sense. You cannot be industry expert because there is only one industry, I guess, and you cannot switch like in States. But it is very important in the industry that we do that everyone understands what are the standards in that industry, what are the compliance. I'm not talking about just about GDPR, cookies and stuff like that, but the more compliance stuff, I will not bore you today, but about contracting and all of this. So everyone understands when they are designing, that consents should be there, that some documents should be sent at a particular time and stuff like that. And they will not learn that by specification. Right? If they go just by specification, they will do it and they will forget. But they will learn that if you invest time for them and if you explain the things, and if you put them on forefront, give them an opportunity to listen to customer calls and customer satisfaction service and everything. Anyway, it's very worth investing time into this. Give the people time to understand this. It's very worth in the long run. Second thing, know our business model, strategy, and our customers. Not all, but most of the people that joined the team spent 1 to 2 months, some of them more, in our customer service, in our sales service. They were on the calls, listening the sales agents. They were there listening to the real customers and understanding what is our business model, understanding what are we building and who are the people that buy the stuff that we build, and in the end of the day that pay their salaries. Like I said, not all of the people in the team did this, but now as the time goes, I think we should have invested in everyone, not just some. But why is this important? I'll give you again example from our business. So we employ a lot of juniorish people, I would say, and all of them get opportunity to build stuff. But people are young and they will say like, oh, everything needs to be digital. Everything needs to be digital. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to go to store. Everything needs to be digital. But in our model, which is maybe crazy for us here that are building some kind of digital models, but if we go all in digital, we would probably be bankrupt. So 95% of our sales happens after the call with some real person. That call can be short as 1 minute, can be longer, stuff like that. Why? Because we are selling these boring services, but people would like to know that there is somebody there to support him. When they call, they can be like, okay, hey, Ivan, how are you? I'm here to support you, to explain everything to you, stuff like that. Bam, they buy it immediately, Some of them need some explanation, stuff like that, but that's important. I just wanted to give this example that you cannot let designers be like, okay, I'm young, I'm crazy, everything needs to be digital, and then, try to push their models. That's fine. Everyone can, like we talked about before, everyone is CEO, everyone can give some ideas and stuff like that. But we stick with the common goal. We should stick with the common goal. Yeah, that's it. Okay, and research and adopt new technologies. Again, totally common sense, but a lot of times we don't give opportunity to developers, product managers, anyone. I talk a lot about developers, but we don't give enough time for research and development, okay? And by research and development, I don't think like, oh, you have 1 month to try to build something, and if you build it, great. If you don't, who cares, But not that. So what we want to say is that we know the problem, we know why, and let's try some other way. Mika talked about this image recognition and stuff like that. So, and I'll give a couple of words about AI. So AI AI was a huge part of our growth this year. So we grew 4 times from the last year. The year is not done yet, but we did. And the AI is a huge part of this. But it was not in the how fast do we ship code, you know? Because everyone talk about, oh, we'll ship it code faster, everyone is fast. That's not the part. The AI gave us opportunity to use stuff that were very, very expensive before, like image recognition, text-to-speech, real-time analysis of the massive data. All of that was available 5, 10 years ago, but it was so expensive that the small company like Compare couldn't afford that. Now it's a sense. We send everything to Anthropic, they give us back and they say on this picture it's a bank transfer, fine, let's go, and we close the sales. So this is one of the examples where we gave the team opportunity to research and adopt new technologies while understanding the compliance and industry and everything. There are probably more examples, but this is something that is worth of saying. Okay, so I said a lot, but maybe now it sounds like a chaos, like everyone is a CEO, everyone can make decision. Oh my God, Jan, like this becomes chaotic very fast. Well, yes, but you still need to stick. You still stick with those roles, okay? You stick with them. We have designer, we have QA, we have developers, we have product manager, so 2 or 3 of them. And we have them, but there are no borders around him. There is no situation when there will be designer and he will say, oh, I gave Figma to developer and now it's his responsibility. And then the developer gives the code to the QA and then they push it to production and everything breaks. And then he will say, oh, he tested. I hope everything was okay. That cannot happen. They should stick with and act as a team. And I don't know who this guy Roman Pickler is, but yeah, I took his image. Okay, again, Gary Vee or Simon Sinek in me, but building a top-notch product with a small team is not a magic. Okay, you can put this on demotivacija. Yeah, you're taking a picture of me. Okay, but jokes aside, you know, if you have opportunity that I was thankful to got, yeah, try to create organization where everyone is responsible for the stuff they do, okay? Try to build organization where skill is valued at all of the levels, from junior, from people that are students, where quality is everyone's responsibility. It is something that we want to achieve and that we try to achieve every day. And they should understand the business. They should understand the thing that we are building. Some real life implications. And okay, I'm great, I'm on time. I just want to, these are implications, just to give you an example. This is what I'm saying, is not some kind of theory and stuff like that. So remember the thing that I said in the beginning, adapt to changes. So we get a great opportunity in the beginning of this year to get in the segment selling of the loans, bank loans, okay? We had time and we gave opportunity to product manager and to developers to invest their time in understanding the business, how this works, how these loans work, in the compliance around this, what documents need to be sent, what needs to be received, what needs to be signed, all of this, how this stuff function. So in four months, I wrote here 3 months, but anyway, in quarter and a half, I would say, they built the web funnel, the CRM and everything. You can build that. Obviously, you can vibe code it in a week, probably, or 2 weeks. Somebody will say, oh, use Lovable, and you are there in 2 days. But, I mean, we are currently the largest loan broker in Croatia. It took us 6 months. So we put aside some of the projects that will probably give money also, but this has pushed us very, very far. Okay. I don't know how many of you have heard of KexPay. That's our biggest P2P fintech application. AirCash is maybe bigger, but KexPay is most loved one, whatever. It has 500,000 of users in Croatia, and they are going to the other markets now. Anyways, they came to us and they were like, oh, we would like to sell insurance through KexPay, but we cannot do it ourselves. Can you be tech provider and to do that? And we were like, yeah, we can, but we don't have product managers. We don't have anyone. We have one developer. Well, the thing was that developer was a senior one, obviously, but he understood all of this that we talked about. So he understood business logic and everything. So he didn't need to have a product manager to kind of lead him or anything to build this integration with the KexPay. And integration is not like just building one API. You don't need that. But there's so much business logic in there. What can be sold, what cannot be sold, and all this. And he did it by himself. Okay. He is exceptional developer, but I guess many of them could do it if they had opportunity to understand all of this that we talked before. Now we have junior project manager, the guy that came from college, doesn't know anything about PM, and another junior developer that also doesn't know anything. But all of them are building our travel insurance vertical. Okay, they are supported, consulted by seniors, but they are almost done. It took them, 4 or 5 months. But before that, all of them were in these call centers and everything. They understood how we work. They understood the products, and that gave them opportunity to do this. And a crazy thing in the end also, we have a mid full stack dev that is rewriting our archaic e-commerce for our main business. It is built in PHP and stuff like that. And we gave the opportunity to rewrite all of this again, because we understand and we have a couple of things. We have belief and we want to give responsibility to everyone and to make everyone kind of responsible for the stuff that they do. And when this finishes, that's it. We are good with this person can do whatever you want. I guess that's it. Woo. Yeah. Questions? Pitanja, questions?
How much domain knowledge do you expect your new hirees to come with? And besides doing call center stuff, what other methods do you also get in place for insurance? Because I come from my main project is also really niche. It's credit and political risk insurance. It's insane. And I didn't have any support when I came, but over the time I had nice conversations, but it was really ad hoc. So I want to hear if we have any structure ways to handle it.
Yeah, thanks for question. So one of the bigger mistakes we made was hiring senior people without domain knowledge, giving them large salaries and trying to have them in this type of organization. They all left. There is one of them still with us. He's okay. So that was one of the biggest mistakes we did. All of the juniors we employed, so people without domain knowledge or even without the knowledge about what they are going to do at all, they are all excelling. Obviously, we have senior people. I'm not saying it's probably 25% of the team, but we have it. Besides call centers, again, it is something that we have opportunity to work with. But some of the things in insurance industry that we do are not automatized. They cannot be. There is no APIs. There is no anything. So we have a small team of the people that are manually handling complex insurance contracts and manually handling calculations and stuff like that. So what we did, we employed those juniors and just gave it to this, and they were just there as a part of the team that is kind of back office for insurances, and that's where they learn all of this stuff that can go around. And yeah, one of the trick is employing juniors, people that don't cost much, and then you don't invest that much. If you employ senior and give them 4,000 euro salary, I mean, somebody will probably kill you if you send them 3 months into back office, and that guy will probably quit. So yeah.
How big is the whole team actually? So you have multiple products, and you mentioned one developer here, 2 developers there. How many of them are actually working in this framework that we created?
That's also a good question. We are not that big. Somebody talked about 800 people, 600. So there is 18 of us currently. Yeah.
Do you think this would scale if you go to like 50 developers, 100 developers?
It would scale if we keep the product managers, the next product manager that builds another cohort, I would say, to keep into that. It wouldn't scale when we get new investors, and we'll get them, and if they require, rapid growth and crazy stuff like this, and then they tell you employ 30 people or bring somebody from outside, it will not work. And I mean, that's why I said I know this cannot be implemented everywhere, but if you try to live through these principles, then yeah.
Cool, thanks.
And did you basically have the domain expertise from the outset in terms of insurance and legal and finance when forming the company? And how did you manage to maintain the culture of curiosity and learning and ownership and accountability to propagate it as the company grew?
Mm-hmm. Well, one side note, when I came to Compare, that was already 10-year-old company. Mm-hmm. That was, at that point of time, bought by investment venture capital fund, and then they started to structure something. The first question was, did I have? Did the company have? Oh yeah, absolutely, and that was easier, Yeah. They had all of those back office that I talked, people that are leading sales were the domain experts, So that was easy part, You said we had some introduction, and when we talk about curiosity.
How do you maintain the culture?
Yeah, that's well, I would say by giving opportunity. So we don't have deadlines. It's crazy. There are no deadlines at all. I don't know. Sometimes I ask how much it's going to take us to do that. Obviously, I need to because, all of the C-levels ask me, when is this going to be? And then I say, oh, I don't know, something. But so when you don't have deadlines, then you can foster that curiosity into new technologies, into the new directions and frameworks, tech frameworks, and stuff like that. And again, if you believe in your people, I mean, if you give them a responsibility and if you don't micromanage them, then this happens by nature. We had a huge turnover, just to be honest, huge, not huge, but I told you 18. In 2 years, so 18 people are with us, 7 or 8 left. So if you calculate, that's why, because the people were not culture fit. They were not, you cannot force them to do that, So the ones that are that, they basically stay there and are there, yeah.
Thank you very much. I have to stop you now.
Okay. Thank you.